To another Dow Jones update. Okay, so in this video, I want to explain to you the insane nature of this D wave that is within a D wave. Now, the D wave is expanding in this particular market. So the D wave within the D wave is expanding as well. Now, let me just go back to the 3 hours, fine. Just to recap on this. So we have the A in brackets, we have the A, the B, the C. Now we're in the D, right? We're in the D wave. So we have not seen the B wave completed yet of this D wave, right? Now the entire move in this D wave, right, is expanded. And we're not even basically we haven't even seen the B wave of the D wave completed yet. So when I say the D wave, I mean, like, see, we have this C wave here. That's a size 20. That's a size 20 in terms of the label, right? So we haven't seen the D wave, which is the size 20 yet. That hasn't finished yet, right? So basically it's like this. This is the first part of the D wave, right? And then we haven't seen the second part of the D wave yet, right? So this stuff in between is the correction of the B wave in brackets, right? This hasn't completed yet. This is why it's just, this thing's dragging on and on. It's a bit crazy, right? So what do I think is going to happen here? Now, we've got to just be logical about this whole scenario, okay? Now, just say, for example, how can I put this? We're going to get a break of so we've already had a break of the highs over here, right? I'll just put a line here, right? So that's one level of resistance there that we've sort of broken above, etc. Right? Now, this C wave of the D wave inside the B wave in brackets, it hasn't completed yet, right? It hasn't completed yet. So I know that I'm going a bit far ahead of myself, but I'm trying to give you visualization on what's going on. So this is the entire D wave that we're looking at here, okay? Now, inside of that, we haven't seen the B wave completed. But inside of that, we haven't seen this D wave complete inside of this move, right? So let me explain a bit more. I'll go to the 1 hour, okay? Now, this particular D wave started around November, right? So that hasn't finished yet, right? I do believe it'll go around this area because it's supposed to be the same length as A, right here, right? Now, it hasn't quite reached that length yet, the C wave, okay? So I'd say that there is still a little bit more upside here. Not much, but we need to finish off this move here in order to complete the D wave in here, and then we'll get the last move E wave. Sorry, that should be blue because I'm trying to keep things in a way that makes sense, right? What am I doing? Sorry. Right, all blue. Now, so that will complete the B wave. So in other words, we're going to see this. This is my opinion, right? We're going to see this move up here like this, followed by this move down here, right? Oh, sorry. Now, where do I think that's going to go down towards? Well, actually, I do think it'll go back down here around this area, right? Now, it could just go above it, it's somewhere around here, right? I don't know. I can't say, right? So then basically it'll come back and it should probably kill the stops down here, down on this level. And then that should complete the B wave in brackets, right? Once we've done that, okay? So then this move will begin and that move will go up to complete the C wave of the larger D, right? So that's when we'll have a decent trade opportunity coming up, right? At that point, obviously we're gonna wait for some confirmation to happen around here before we go long. Okay, so at the moment, this is what I believe is going to happen. Would I trade it? Well, you can if you want, but I'm not going to. Right? I think that there's a better move coming. If you want to get into that, it's probably going to be more worth your while than just these little moves. Right? So that's the deal. That's the deal with that move there. So I've explained that. Now, I know that it looks weird, that D wave, but what can you do, right? And the most weirdest thing about it is that it's about the same length as this move here, right? So you'd almost think that that was the D wave completed right there, right? But it's not right. Okay. Now, is that by design in order to make you think that there's, make you question what's going to happen next? I don't know, right? I don't know. All I know is that that's a D wave in terms of a correct part of the corrective B wave portion. Now that in my opinion is I suppose a good piece of information to have, right? Because otherwise, how would you know what is going on here? Try and identify these waves, right? And I think that's the key in this scenario, if you want. And there's a lot of reasons why this D wave could be expanded. Maybe it's because of where it's at. It needs to break above these highs, right, in order to prepare to propel itself for the C wave or something like that, right? I don't know why, but usually D waves are breakout waves. They're breakout waves. So in that case, it's almost like to serve as how can I say it? Like once this D wave occurs, once this move happens in this particular way, right? We're gonna still have to see an E wave, a larger E wave, right? Now, this is the tricky part, in my opinion, because once we see this 5-wave move up, right, we're going to see another 5-wave move down. Now, how long that 5-wave move is it going to come back to test support type of thing, right? Because that'll be the end of D wave. And I suppose a lot of people might start to think that, hey, that's a top. That looks like a top. We had total rejection of the highs and it was up and down, right? Now, mind you, this E wave might not go as low as what I'm saying here, okay? Because we have to remember that wave A, right? Wave A here, right, needs to cap off this move, right? So I don't imagine that it's going to go all the way back down here, because then C wave, which is usually the same length as wave A, it'll be too short, if you know what I'm saying, right? So to me, I'll be looking for other things that could be helpful in this scenario. Now, one of those things will be the completion of this B wave, right? Once we get the completion of this B wave, and we're already starting to move up like that, right? Okay. At that point, we can then take something like a parallel trend line, and basically, you know, find your support levels that are created, right? So we could get something like this happen, right? And then after that, the final move might be something like that, right? And that'll finish off. That'll finish off the entire move since March last year, right? That's what we're looking for. Ultimately, that's what we need to see, right? So that would be the last wave there to look like this. Okay, so this is what I call a type 2 expanded zigzag. Now, it's a zigzag and it's not a 5-wave move. I know the Ellioticians are counting this as a 5-wave move, except in doing so, you are violating your own rules. You are literally violating Elliott wave rules by doing such a count on something that is so choppy like this, right? It is, in my opinion, it's just, you shouldn't do it. I mean, I could say lots of things there, but I don't want to. I just would not do that. I just think that it's a lazy analysis. So we'll just leave it there. So this is what I think is going to happen to finish off this market, to complete it. All right. Now, yeah, this is just based on how I believe waves work using Arias wave. I know that it seems a bit complex, but it's actually quite simple once you learn the formula, how it works, repeats all the time at every degree. And there's different patterns, of course, right? There's not a one size fits all for everything. No, there isn't. I'll be the first to tell you that. But there are definitely identifiable patterns which exist, and once you know them, makes your life easier. So hopefully you found this interesting and informative. Thank you for watching.